Andalusia Health made history this afternoon, becoming the first Purple Heart hospital in Alabama.
News 4's Katie Ring explains what this means.
One flag marks the country they fought for, the other, the sacrifice they made. Today they flew here, over a hospital that decided it was time to give something back. Behind every person in uniform, there's a community that sent them. And now this one is welcoming them home in a new way. Army veteran and Vietnam survivor Commander Robert Green wears his Purple Heart as one of the greatest symbols of honor, and he helped make this moment happen, bringing this recognition to a hospital the Wiregrass already calls its own.
I am thrilled to death that it is the first Purple Heart hospital in the state of Alabama. It's a great honor.
The Purple Heart designation recognizes those wounded in combat and commits this hospital to their continued care, both physical and mental. For Andalusia Health CEO Vicki Demers, there was no question that this was the right call.
Most people go into healthcare to take care of people, and I think caring for our veterans is the ultimate way that we can do that.
And for those who served, this designation means more than a ceremony. Austin Sidwell gave 12 years to the United States Air Force, and he knows what it means when a rural community decides to show up for its veterans.
Rural hospitals, it's difficult for them to get programs like this, but any recognition, anything we can get to highlight them and what they're doing.
The commitment doesn't stop at a ceremony. It shows up in the parking lot and in the hallways. Purple Heart recipients will have a dedicated parking spot, and when a veteran receives care, a recognition will be placed outside their room, so every nurse walking through that door knows exactly who they're caring for. And Commander Green, the man who fought to bring this here, has one more thing to say to this community.
Wish more people would come out and come forward and be support military and Purple Heart recipients.
Come out like the folks around Andalusia did on Thursday, knowing they're first in Alabama.